I just hope he didn't do something that stupid. But if you did, I hope he learned from it. I'm glad nobody was hurt.
Yeah, he's still pretty young, so
yeah. But I mean, he's very mature for his age.
Is this a segment, or are we just talking about it? And then are we talking about? Is this on the list?
No,
I didn't think so.
I mean, in all fairness, unless a nurse testifies or they have some exterior evidence, then they're not going to be able to charge him with the DUI. Also, it's Vegas. Although, didn't he crash near McCarran?
I believe so.
Just had one too many on the flight.
It was at the tunnel. He crashed at the tunnel, but
he could have just been tired.
Yeah, I mean, it was 4:42 a.m. But whatever. Yeah.
Well, I just hope he's not suspended next week.
Three, 2, 1. Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports. Ryan's still a bitch. I hate you for that. That was a good one. Yeah.
Episode 47, the Chris Cooley episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, if I put 2020 on one more fucking document, I swear to God.
That's what your ass get. Fucker.
No, the first time I got to put 2021 on anything was the overlay for the last pod. Felt good.
No, I just keep writing dates with 20. Just
I know what you're doing. Yeah.
Can't stop.
Bad news for me.
Your team's not playing next week?
I just got an email back from Walmart. They lost my PS5, or basically somebody stole it.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna reissue me a new one. So they're just gonna refund me.
I mean, there's only 3 games out for it right now, anyway.
I only play one of them.
They'll be fully in stock.
I only play one of them.
They'll be fully in stock in like a month.
I don't know. I hope so, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they got so many games coming out like April.
But yeah, PS5s were selling on eBay for $1,000 as of today.
I'll never be that pressed for a video game system.
I was trying to get mine, sell it.
So you wanted to be one of the guys on eBay selling it for $1,000.
I'm on eBay anyway, selling my cars and shit. So
might as well. Might as well make $1.
I never understood being that pressed to play. Like,
I mean,
get if you're trying to turn
only if you're like a content creator, like for real.
Yeah, I get it, but what games are there? What Cyberpunk
FIFA.
20? Oh fuck! I got damn. Okay, yeah.
FIFA. Yeah, that's the only game I play. So I'm like, all right, let me get.
I just need the mod so I can be ESPN 2K5 on a goddamn new system. That's all I care about.
All right, so other people that received bad news this week. I'm gonna name 3 people, and you tell me what they have in common. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Adam Gase.
Fired.
Doug Marrone.
Fired.
Anthony Lynn.
Fired.
Yep.
No, I take that back. I think Doug Marrone was let go. I think Anthony Lynn was definitely fired.
No. Doug Marrone and Adam Gase they parted ways.
Oh yeah, parted.
Yeah, and Anthony Lynn.
I was like, come on, that's bullshit. But whatever.
Fired.
Well, if I had a Vuvuzela, I would blow it right now.
Vuvuzela
guy. Yeah, the horn thing.
Oh my gosh.
The thing that ruined the South Africa World Cup.
Yeah.
So Adam Gase is finally dong, ding dong, the witch is dead. I I don't know where he's going to end up in some position ahead of Eric Bieniemy again, but it's ridiculous to me that it took this long as far as the New York Jets and what it is they did in getting rid of him. The Anthony Lynn firing, I'm still kind of surprised by. I thought he did enough at the end of the year, and they looked enough promising to keep him around. Like I wanted to see him around some bit more. But here's the thing. I can't necessarily blame them all too much for the Anthony Lynn thing. And it's hard when you're looking across the league on like you got to realize this, like each owner makes their own decision, right? Mm-hmm. So it kind of looks bad when you got certain guys get let go before other guys. But at the end of the day, each organization has their own way of going about it. Some are just a lot more fucked up than others. I'm just glad Adam Gase is gone.
Yeah. I mean, I said this earlier in the season. There is no way they could have fired Anthony Lynn with Adam Gase still having a job. Like, just if you're the Chargers front office, you're just sitting there every week like,
when are they going to fire him?
Is he gone yet? Because, I mean, trust me, Anthony Lynn, not a bad coach, just not a good coach. He should have done more with the team with someone like Herbert. Herbert throws like Josh Allen does. He scores 40 points a game, except for like one game.
They were decimated by injuries.
And then,
but every team is.
I saw him run I said this in the chat. I saw him run a punt team on when they were in field goal range, down 3. Like those kind of mistakes as a head coach, you can't make. And, you know, he'll get a spot somewhere else for sure. He's not like out of the league like Adam Gase hopefully is.
Did you hear some of the reports though, and like what people were discussing that his next thing should be?
College?
No, people were talking about how he should like try to get a defensive coordinator position, and to me that's laughable. This guy is laughable because he's an offensive guy. Like he's been the running back coach before he. I mean, he was a running back coach.
He'll end up on some offensive coaching squad somewhere.
So everybody, like, once that people started to say that, they were like, "Why the fuck would he go to defense if he's never coached defense?" Like, the fuck?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense
at all.
I honestly think
I don't disagree with it. I'm not poo-pooing that as much as you guys.
I mean, he obviously couldn't get it. He couldn't get it done with Sam Darnold. So if maybe he's more defensive minded.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about Anthony Lynn, or we're talking about Adam Gase?
Adam Gase.
I'm talking about Anthony Lynn.
Oh, sorry.
They're saying Anthony Lynn should be a defensive coordinator when he's only been like running back coaches and like on the offensive side of the ball.
He's also been assistant head coaches. But the thing is that at the end of the day, when it comes down to the X's and O's aspect of things, every coach is a little bit different. A lot of coaches do things differently. So you got some guys that are much more CEO oriented when it comes to just delegating duty, depending on where it is that certain guys are. There are some defensive coordinators that don't call the plays on defense, or they don't call the schemes or what have you on defense. It just depends on where Anthony Lynn's at in his career progression. Because there's a lot of guys that go through the coaching ranks as offensive coordinator, as maybe a positions coach in one say, quality control coach in another thing, and then doing and building yourself up. So I think that what the knock is, or the only way that I can make sense of the Anthony Lynn thing, is that people are saying, all right, look, we know that you know what you're doing here, but we also want to see what you can do as far as delegating or doing this thing, or maybe being on this side of the ball to learn a bit more as far as a knowledge gap that you have. Now, that being said, I don't see a lot of places in which they're going to be apt to have that kind of patience with him to do so. But I can't imagine it will be hard for him to make me go to a mid-level college, or maybe even a top-ranked college, and possibly work out and seeing what it is he can learn on the defensive side of the ball. Like, if you can look through history of guys like Bill Belichick or anything else, they worked on both sides of the football over history.
KDot. He's not saying anything about him trying to be a defensive coordinator.
I get it. I haven't seen who's saying what. And at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that
it's the people with eggs for Abby's on Twitter.
But what I'm saying is that it's not completely outside the realm to get more apt or to fully embrace the entire aspect of coaching. If you've gone from looking at his career, he's been a special team assistant, then a running backs coach for years. Then he was an assistant. Then he was an assistant head coach in New York. Mm-hmm. Then he gets offensive coordinator for 1 year in Buffalo before he gets elevated to head coach. Mm-hmm. So if I'm looking at that overall, what was the running game like in LA? I don't know what their running stats were.
They had Eckler.
I'm asking.
And then they did look. No, they were good for what they had. So Eckler is a tough runner. Like I obviously watched them play because they played against us twice. Mm-hmm. Eckler's a tough runner. Like he's hard as fuck to bring down, but He was injured. So then they ended up picking up a running back that used to be on the Jets, and then he was killing. So like the running game was good.
Okay, if the running game was good, then I get it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he does.
I'm saying, I'm not saying that this is what he should be doing. I'm not saying that this is what he's saying he should do. I'm just saying that it's not completely. If I'm looking at that resume, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility if he wants another job at head coach to diversify what he knows. If somebody's willing to give the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I mean, like to be honest, my approach and the next step with him will be more in terms of decision making, in terms of like what Ryan said, like if it's 4th down and 3, you bring out the punter when you're in field goal range and stuff like that, or some of the other mistakes that they made in close games.
Which is sometimes a good position for a coordinator to be in, regardless of what side of the ball you're on, is the coordinator is not going to be the guy that makes that call a lot of times, as far as the head coach is going to be the guy to make that call. But he can get to learn. Look, there are a couple guys in the NFL that always have – there are a few guys over the years you see they have knocks on them, right? As far as there's a certain knowledge that they have or displaying of this. Where I think right now in the league, as far as the worst in-game calling that I remember hearing, I don't watch a lot of Chargers game. They're the fucking Chargers, so you don't watch them. The end of the day is like – it's them, and the dude that I do watch that I think is going to be looking for a job soon if he doesn't change it up is Cliff Kingsbury, which is you have guys that have good concepts, but when it comes to actually in-game, feeling the game flow, realizing what it is you got to call here, call there, best utilizing your talent in certain aspects, it's missing. And there are certain guys that's missing. Andy Reid was a dude that it was just clock management. He did not understand or comprehend how to do clock management at all. So they start bringing in more guys that had more of a knowledge base on that, and they would sit up in the booth and help him out with that. So I don't know if Anthony Lynn wants to continue to work in the league, and that is where his shortcoming is, then he needs to go somewhere where he can actually learn it. There's no other place where he could do. He's got to go learn it. As a running backs coach, he's probably not going to get that involved.
He could be offensive coordinator.
He could be, but I mean that's somebody willing to give him a shot at offensive coordinator. And look, I don't know.
There's some bad offenses out there.
I'm trusting what it is you're saying as far as the running game, but there are only when I think about guys that know how to put together actual legitimate schemes as far as running backs goes, it's a short list. At least going back to me, like I don't think Anthony Lynn's a Gary Kubiak. I don't think he's an Alex Gibbs. I don't think he's on that sort of level where
I'm not saying he's an all-time great, but I'm saying the fact that he took a running back that was cast aside by the Jets and made him a viable option.
I get it, but
won the game for him.
But it's 2021. It's the NFL. Unless you have a running back core that's getting 5 to 6 yards a carry and is a bell cow, nobody cares. You need to figure. Nobody cares. That's what I'm saying. All right, in LA, how many wins did they get? How many wins did they get?
7. They didn't have Eckler for most of the season.
I don't care. If you're saying that this is a guy who's supposed to be specialized when it comes to running backs and running back schemes, I didn't
say any of that. I just said he's good at running backs. You're talking about schemes. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying the running back group did well.
They did very okay.
Is he known for running backs in what sense? Is he a running back whisperer? Or is he scheme running backs? You're saying you want him to be an offensive coordinator. Then I'm asking you, if he wants to be an offensive coordinator, you've got to do more than just morale booster running back. That's my point.
Was he not the offensive coordinator in Buffalo before he got the job? Are you talking about the Buffalo Bills or Buffalo College?
No, Buffalo Bills for 1 year.
What year?
2015 to 2016.
Who was the running backs then? I don't remember. Shady? Or was Shady with Philly?
No, Shady probably gets there right around that. Yeah. Because we're talking about the end of the Chip Kelly years. So yeah, 2015, 2016, you're probably talking about LaShawn McCoy. So it's not like he turned shit into gold. So I'm saying is at the end of the day, if you're talking about a dude that wants to get an offensive coordinator position, he needs to show me more than he can get or be a morale booster for a running back. He's got to have a scheme. If you're going to be somebody who's running oriented, you've got to be great to do that. If you're not, then you need to show me a bit of wealth of knowledge.
I'll say this. We'll revisit this like once I look at it more, just like we're about to do later with Steph Curry.
It's the same thing with the Adam Gase thing. You rode the coattails of Peyton to get to this point.
And another thing, Anthony Lynn, imagine he doesn't have Justin Herbert this year. They maybe win 2 games. They're giving up 30, 40 points a game.
But see, that's the thing is that, like, there are certain guys you look at. When I talk about Gary Kubiak and Alex Gibbs, I don't give a fuck who the running back was in Houston for those years. They were going to get their yards. That's why they started building backups so they could trade to get out of there. When you talk about dudes like the Shanahans, Mike Shanahan has turned shit into gold with almost every running back core he's ever had. Kyle Shanahan does the same thing in San Francisco, where you get some Mostert will put up these numbers, then you get some dude that you never heard about the other day to put up big numbers. There are certain guys that know a running scheme.
2 games in a row. Is it Williams Jr.?
Right. Yeah. Who the fuck is that?
Dude, and just as a last point.
Who you talking about?
San Francisco. Just as a last point, if you have Justin Herbert slinging it all over the place, you can't average more than 3.5 yards per carry when they are fully defending the pass on pretty much any play. Nah, I'm not impressed. Anyway,
and it's not an indictment on him.
He'll end up somewhere else, and he'll do great. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a new head coaching position in the next 5 years. Maybe
you just got to show me more.
Hey, there's tons of openings.
I'm saying he can be an offensive coordinator somewhere. Jesus Christ! All right. So, what do you guys feel about Doug Marrone? Do you not care?
Don't care. Terrible.
The Doug Marrone thing is just the aftermath of Tom Coughlin and what he did to that organization. I hope they get somebody that knows a good idea of what it is to do, because they're going to have a blank slate.
Well,
they have a very
reports is Urban Meyer.
I love that pick. If they do pick up an Urban Meyer there, I don't hate it, because I think that you need a guy who's going to look at every aspect of that team and has to run it like a business. And I think Urban Meyer, if you're looking at what he does, Urban Meyer reminds me more of a Pete Carroll than he would like a Steve Spurrier, which you got the dudes to get the respect of the college guys, but isn't a pushover necessarily when it comes to that. You need somebody that's going to be able to look at that entire organization and work with it, because what they did with having Tom Coughlin and then this, they need somebody that can all encompass, figure out a direction and vision for the organization. Yeah, I don't hate Urban Meyer for that.
I don't think Doug Marrone is like a great coach, and that is also a very unstable team, the way it's put together, or disassembled, I guess is a better way to put it. And yeah, you need someone to come in there, look at what you've got, and know what you need to put in place in the next year or two. They're not going to be good next year. I don't care if you put Bill Belichick in there. They're going to suck. But you need a person who's used to, turnover. Like if you're a college coach, you have to look out there and be like, all right, these are the pieces we're losing. These are the pieces we have. And these are the pieces we need. And I think that might be a good fit. I don't know if it's going to work or not, because college coaches don't often work super well. But I think in this instance, anything better than one win, right? And if they get a Trevor Lawrence, that might just be the piece that he needs, the big piece, and then he can start filling in the other pieces with the stuff that they need. But God, there's just such a bad team right now. Jake Luton, what happened?
It's a clean slate. That's what that's the only thing you got to like about the Jacksonville job. And then why the Urban Meyer thing makes sense is that Urban Meyer still has that pipeline straight to the college era, and they're going to be utilizing the draft like shit.
All right, I have a question. Do you guys feel that Jacksonville has no pieces?
I think on defense, they got one or two guys that are actually pretty legit. On offense, James Robinson was a revelation. They've got no quarterback. Wide receiver, D.D. Westbrook, DJ, was it Chalk or Chalk?
DJ Chark.
And they have
Laviska Shenault. Shenault is nice.
He was good.
Yeah, no, I look at that team and say, if you get the right guy, they need a lot more pieces.
Yeah.
They need a line.
It's not like they're going to be like a playoff team or anything like
that. No, but that's what I'm saying is that Jacksonville gives you a clean slate. Like we had the conversation last week as far as like what the best coaching job is. Right now, I think that because is now LA, the Chargers. That is now catapulted to number one as far as best coaching destination.
That or the Texans.
You get to live in Los Angeles.
Because of Deshaun. Yeah. I had an argument with Brendan again on the phone yesterday about what the best coaching position was, because he had a problem with me saying Atlanta last week. Just because of the salary cap aspect of it, which I understand what he's saying. And I'm not going to fight too hard on whether or not Atlanta, I know Atlanta is not the best coaching place to go right now, but I still think that if I'm looking overall at it, they've got to be two or three. I think Jacksonville is just going to take a special dude to turn that organization around, because that's a full rebuild to me.
Yeah. And I mean, if you go into Houston, You have leaders on both sides of the ball.
And salary cap hell.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm saying that's not a bad team. It was just poorly managed.
Yeah, but I don't see JJ is not going to be there. I don't see JJ being there much longer. But you got Deshaun Watson, who's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You have some pieces, but in LA, you have a quarterback on his second year of a rookie deal, cap space. You get to live in Los Angeles or San Diego, I guess, if you want to, and take the 2-hour drive up to practice every
Ownership's
day.
not great, though.
Ownership's not great, but I think that they see that they have something now, and I think the fans are excited, which they weren't for like the last 5 or 6 years.
All right,
so
because if you're talking about that when it comes to the Chargers, then what are you saying? You're saying the entire Phillip Rivers era when they've had nothing but Pro Bowl wide receivers and Antonio Gates and being able to do things and they still underperform because the ownership doesn't do the right moves at times.
Since they moved to Los Angeles, I was going to games when they were, just then the Los Angeles Chargers, and it would be like 80-20 opposing team fans. And I think they're starting to get a little traction. Like 7-9 this year. Nobody.
The Chargers don't have fans.
I'm saying they will. Los Angeles loves a winning team. Trust me. No. I live there.
LA will always be like the Raiders' second home. Like even next year when
why are the Raiders even coming into this?
Because you're talking about the fan base when they play at home, and I'm telling you how it is. When the Raiders play the Chargers, it's going to be 80-20 Raiders fans to the Chargers. And when the Chiefs play, it's going to be the same shit.
That's because the Chargers have been losing. If they start winning, it's gonna be a totally different atmosphere. Trust me, nobody goes to the Kings games the years that they're losing. The year they win the Stanley Cup, can't get a fucking ticket.
Do they play in LA?
Yeah.
The Kings?
They play.
No. The Chargers and the
Chargers play at the
Yeah.
Is it in LA proper?
Mm-hmm.
All right, just making sure.
They love a winning team. When they're losing, yeah, like when the Lakers suck for 2 years. No,
look, in LA, to me, there are only two organizations that are ever going to do anything in the football realm, and it's the Rams and the Raiders. Beyond that, everybody else is second best, or second class. When it comes to the Chargers overall, look, San Diego might not have been the best spot, even though probably it was the most lovely, most wonderful place to be. Ask Kawhi. As far as San Diego or anything that the Chargers organization has done, the Chargers have perennially always been, if you want to talk about the Air Coryell days, to having Dan Fouts, to having Phillip Rivers for all those years, for having, before Phillip Rivers, people forget, who was their quarterback they had before Phillip Rivers? Oh, that's right, Drew Brees. So all of those guys and all the success that they had with Marty Schottenheimer or anybody else never really brought fans into the stands. And also you have ownership that doesn't do a good job. It's the only reason that I'm looking at the Atlanta job is better, because you're not going to find really a better owner in sports than Arthur Blank as far as what it is he's going to do for the coaching staff or for the front office to make things happen. Thomas Dimitrioff being that front office guy, being the GM for so many years, him being gone, a lot is to be said. But what he built as far as that front office, so what Arthur Blank really does for that team, I think is a good position to be a coach. Because you also know with what you saw with Dan Quinn, you're not on a short leash with him.
Also, if we're talking about ownership, the best ownership is in Jacksonville. So
there's not enough yet. He also put Tom Coughlin in charge of everything,
which was a rookie mistake.
Yeah, and he let it ride.
Rookie mistake.
After you saw the defensive guys come out and he was ruining the team, you let it continue.
It worked in
rookie mistake.
Giants.
It didn't work for the Giants. It took Chris Snead, who was the 2
Super Bowls.
Yeah, after what Tom Coughlin had to do, he had to relent on the practice bullshit that he used to do.
He
had to
relent
on all that stuff.
Still there.
Because Mike Shanahan and everybody basically looked at him and said, "If you don't stop doing that, you're going to lose the team."
Talking way too much about the fucking Chargers. Or the Giants or the whatever. Don't matter. All right, let's talk about Doug Pederson and what he did on Sunday night.
I didn't see anything wrong with it.
All right, KDot, what about you?
It's hard pressed for me to say anything negative about the Doug Pederson thing because of what. You don't let me talk? You don't let me talk? Huh? You saying I talk too much about the other thing? You want to let me talk on this one? Come on, dog.
You can't talk too much.
Come on, dog.
You can't say anything.
Come on,
negative.
homie. What's up, man?
You can't say anything negative.
Don't do that, man. Don't cut me off, man.
You can't say.
I sound like Terrence Howard out this joint right now. All right, look. At the end of the day, I ain't complaining all that much about the fact that Washington made the playoffs. There's still a part of me just from a competition standpoint that says, man, fuck that, we would have won the game anyway, but who knows? At the end of the day, I've come on this podcast and I've totally said where I stand when it comes to the tanking deal.
Uh-huh.
And I think this is proving how right I am about the tanking thing, because Doug Pederson has just lost the entire locker room in Philadelphia. Every story that you hear that's coming out, you can see it on the sidelines. Jalen Hurts, they catch Jalen Hurts saying, "Man, this is fucked up." You see after the game. Did you see Zach Ertz? What's his name? Whatever. Yeah, three of the guys, Hurts, Wentz, and the other dude, all standing outside in the rain for hours after the game, just talking about how fucked up the situation is. They said that there was a physical altercation almost happened between the defensive backs and Doug Pederson there on the sidelines. You cannot do this. You can't do this and expect you're going to stick around long enough. Right now, even after just a few years after bringing a Super Bowl to Philadelphia, you'd be out of your mind to think Jeffrey Lurie hasn't put Doug Pederson on the hot seat. He is on the hot seat because these guys are not going to want to play for a dude that does this to them. It made no sense. If he had said, if it was a blowout and he wanted to put his guy in, totally understood. If he said even before the game, this is what I'm going to do.
He did.
Fine. No, hold on. Here's the thing. If you listen to what Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels was saying during the game, they asked him whether or not he wanted to play him. And he was being coy about it, number one. Then number two, what he was saying was, depending on how it is, the game flows out or anything, I want to see him get some time.
He deserves some snaps. He's been here for a long time. But
what you don't do is with one score and them actually looking better, then not to mention the fourth down call right before they brought him in, which you could just see that was absolutely asinine and stupid. I don't give a fuck what the analytics said. He 6%. Outright tried his damnedest to lose a game. This is equivalent to just lobbing the ball up on Matt. Like, if you just want to lose a game, man, just lobbing fucking balls up in the air. He wanted to lose the game, and his team could see right through it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the only flip side to that is, let's say Jalen goes out there, fourth quarter, goes to scramble, Chase Young hits him, tears his ACL. Then everybody would have been like, well, the game didn't fucking matter. Why didn't you put Sudfeld in? He could have been out there. We weren't going to the playoffs anyway. Why the fuck are you putting your quarterback out there to hurt him?
And now you're stuck with Wentz.
And now you're stuck with the $90 million man that you don't want to play anymore. So
yeah, I also agree with that. If you took other starters out of the game,
they did.
No, he didn't. When he
look how many people didn't play
because they were already hurt. I'm saying, as far as the offensive line, they didn't bench anybody.
Wasn't like 20 people that were not playing?
Jalen Rieger got hurt. JJ Arcega-Whiteside and everybody else were still playing the whole game.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
There were so many people that were missing.
What's his name? Not Ertz, the lineman. The one of the other ones that was out there with Wentz and Ertz.
Kelsey. Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey just let the free rusher through on
the Jason Kelsey was still out there. If you're worried about protecting certain guys, what the fuck?
I think Ertz, this is his last year, right, on his contract. So you don't really care that much about him. That's just the absolute flip side. I'm glad they pulled Hurts because he was the guy behind me and fantasy had Hurts. And if he had finished the game, I would have lost, but he didn't. So I won. I had like a 2-point lead going into the fourth.
Yeah. Like looking at the players that didn't play, it was kind of nuts. Fletcher Cox
all year.
Dallas Goedert.
Injured.
Deshaun Jackson.
All year.
Dallas Goedert played the previous week.
Injured.
It was injured.
So
all these players were injured.
Yes, there weren't no healthy scratches.
Miles Sanders was injured.
They weren't healthy scratches.
I don't think Miles Sanders was injured. I don't think he was injured. But all right, so KDot, you're pissed. Let me ask you this question: What if
pissed? I'm in the playoffs.
All right, so whatever that was,
Miles Sanders didn't practice the week up until the game because of an injury. So that's why they started Boston Scott, who had a pretty decent game.
Yeah, he was actually pretty good.
Boston Scott runs hard.
They have a good running back core there.
Yeah. All right. So what's the owner's name?
Jeffrey Lurie.
Now, if Doug Pederson is the coach next year, do you think there's some credence to like people's thoughts that Jeffrey had a conversation with Doug in regards to getting the better draft pick?
I mean,
no.
You only move up
because there's another guy in between them.
Who?
their GM Howie. What's his name?
Yeah. What if all three? Like, it's not like all three of them can't.
I don't think Lurie's going to give the sign off for that. Especially Lurie's not going to give the sign off for that, knowing that when it comes to the ramifications of what the organization is going to look like, he's nowhere near that call. Doug Pederson has the gut. I will give Doug Pederson credit. Throughout his entire career, there's one thing that Doug Pederson has shown he has, which is balls. He doesn't give a fuck what you think. At the end of the day, there's that element of it. But there is a difference between if you're being successful with that mentality compared to not being successful with that mentality. And right now, if you're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles and where they're at, I mean, I don't hope because I hope they crash and burn. But if I was an Eagles fan, I'm hoping Jalen Hurts end up being the truth and that maybe next year they come back retooled, healthy to good to go. But if I'm looking at the salary cap situation, is not ideal. Outside of the salary cap situation not being ideal, I'm seeing guys like Jason Kelce, regardless if he plays again or not, Zach Ertz, regardless if he plays again or not, the taste that it's going to leave in other players' mouths to let everybody know, do not go to Philly. Do not go to Philly. And that shit is real. As a Washington football team fan, there were tons of guys that left. We were always in the conversation with free agents, and you see somebody goes and gets less money to go somewhere else. Why? Because everyone told them don't touch our organization with a 10-foot pole, depending on who the coach was, or depending on who was in the front office. There is a certain element of that.
Just in regards to, like, if they get rid of Doug Pederson and whoever the GM is, then
no, it's a wash at that point. But what I'm saying is that Doug Pederson is definitely going to be a head coach next year, right? But I would think that if they have a season that's anywhere near the lines of this plus what happened going into this game is going to play a factor.
Why do you make it seem like it's an automatic if
he just won the Super Bowl?
So, but like
just won the Super Bowl.
So,
if I'm saying what is automatic,
like it's automatic that he's coming back
next year, Doug Pederson.
Yeah, like
it's a guarantee he's coming back.
Based on all of the shit that everybody's saying, like how pissed off you are, how pissed off everybody else is in regards to his decision. Like, and then you're saying like he lost a locker room. Now the players don't want to play for him. Like, why would you bring him back?
Because majority of the guys, as far as the veterans, are going to go anyway. So at the end of the day, what it's going to come down to him, he's going to have one more year to prove it. This is not an offense in which is automatically fireable, especially when you just went over the injury report going into this game.
The entire season.
They barely had a team. Like, I remember when we played them week 1, they did barely had a team. Like, they've just been this way the entire year.
I also want to say something in regards to Joe Judge. Like, yeah, that shit sounded sweet and cute and shit like that. Him. But yeah, no. But like, y'all went fucking 6-10. You had the whole fucking season. Like, didn't y'all? They had the lead, like after what, like week 12, and then they fucked it up. So like, you should expect for the Eagles not to help you. You should have helped yourselves. You had the opportunity.
It's also the old mantra: don't leave it to the refs to decide.
Don't leave it to another team to decide.
Exactly. If you look, I'm as happy for the Washington football team as the next Washingtonian, but yeah, if you want to win the division, win it. They didn't do that.
That's the thing. If Joe Judge had no stake in this fight, I'd respect what he said a bit more, in the sense of just from a competition standpoint. The same reason I feel as though tanking, unless I don't think tanking is like if you're resting players week 17 because you know that you're playing in these playoffs, totally different deal. Yeah. But if you are a team, you're supposed to play the games. Now, at the end of the day, I can even go as far as to say there's a part of me that understands if you want to see a backup play. But it makes no sense in the situation that Doug Pederson did it in. He didn't start him, not to mention that dude's been on that. Nate Sudfeld we got drafted by us in Washington. He's been around. You've seen what he can do. It's not you're going to learn.
I mean, the only reason to do it is the fact that you can move up from 9 to 6.
That's it.
And you can get the player that you want, or you can be in position to move up even further and get the player you really, really want.
Maybe it was Nate Sudfeld's make-a-wish was to get sacked by Chase Young.
Yeah.
But I stand for anybody that's on the opposite side of the tanking thing. I look at this as a case in point of whether or not you think it's a legitimate reason to do it. I don't want to argue about it. I'm just saying that this to me is a legitimate.
As the coach, no. But as someone in like the owner, yeah. Or like the front office, yeah.
Even with him losing the locker room.
that's when you get rid of the coach.
So
you scapegoat the coach.
So you're saying that it's hold on. So I just need to get this right. I'm not criticizing. I just want to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that it makes sense from a front office or ownership standpoint to tank. How do you do that without the coach being involved?
I don't know. I gotta think about it. But I'm saying, and I'm not saying like from the coach aspect, you wouldn't want to do it.
No, I just think it's bad all around. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're in the front office, how is it?
All right, let me ask you this question. All right, so let's look at it like let's take the Eagles out of it. Let's look at it from the Jets and Jags. If you were the Jets, and let's say you didn't have Sam Darnold because you didn't believe in him or you wanted to move him, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were the Jets and Jags, wouldn't you want to have the first pick if you believe that Trevor Lawrence is the truth?
Yes,
better than Joker?
Yes,
okay,
of course.
So if you were in the situation where you had to lose the last game, would you not do that so you can get the guy?
No, because there's a difference between what I want and what I'm willing to do to get what I want. There's a difference there.
All right. Okay.
I don't think losing the locker room and the respect of all your peers is worth doing it.
No. Like if
we saw it. The Jets won 3 games. 2 games. 3 games?
Yeah, they wanted to end, and now they got to look at Trevor Lawrence for the next 20 years. So it is what it is. All right,
I mean,
let's move on to.
Pans out.
Yeah,
he could.
Yeah,
suck.
if he does, but most likely he will. Now there's a team that has been waiting damn near 20 years to get into the playoffs, and now that time is here, and now they are screwed. The Browns.
Yeah.
They've had so many positive COVID tests this week already.
They had it's their coach. I thought it was a bunch of coaching staff.
Like 2 coaches and 2 players, I believe.
Who are the players? Do we know?
No, I don't know.
I think it's the running backs room. I think their running backs are fucked right now.
Oh, so
I might be. I'll look it up, but I think that was the. I think that was the case. Was that it was a deal. I think like the running backs coach and some people in the running backs themselves are.
Well, look,
Joel Batonio,
and Kadero Hodge.
But
I heard something about in the running backs room that was something that they were looking out for.
Well, I'm curious to see who they can field because I mean, they have the offense to win, although they played the Steelers. The Steelers looked awful.
They barely beat them, but they also didn't have Ben. So
they had Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer.
Yeah.
And Myles Garrett didn't kill him, so that's a plus.
And they hugged up after.
Look, the Browns, as long as they don't have a ton of people out, as long as it's not like their entire running back core,
wide receiving core too.
They have those guys back. I think they're back off the COVID list.
We saw what happens when they don't have any wide receivers.
I mean, I think they still got a good shot. The coach can coach them up before the game, have a game plan going forward. He might not be on the field, but you best believe like he's going to be there in terms of his game plan and the coaching game plan. I don't really know what to do about them. I mean, they're going to step up. They've been stepping up all year. I'd feel bad if they came out there and laid a fucking egg. That'd be so sad for them.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is they have a solid squad. It's not like that squad's going to be gone next year. So.
All right, let's go into it then.
Bad timing.
The Browns and Steelers are the final game of Wildcard Weekend. They play Sunday night at 8:15. Who do you think will win?
The Browns and who?
The Steelers.
Oh, rematch?
Yep.
Against the Browns and the Steelers?
Yeah.
Steelers and the Browns? You asking me
who you got? Who you got, KDot?
Oh, is it the Steelers and the Browns?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm making it known before we go on these picks, so just as a preface. I am rooting hardcore for Cleveland, Buffalo, and Washington. Cleveland and Buffalo just because their towns deserve the shit. Washington because I'm from here, even though we are by far the worst team in the playoffs. I'd like to see it happen. I just based on history and track record, I'm going with Pittsburgh.
Me too.
I see this being another heartbreak moment for Cleveland.
What about you, Ryan?
Give me the Browns.
Okay.
Oops.
Now let's go to the first game, the Colts versus the Bills. Ryan, I'm putting you down for the Bills.
Smart.
Same here. KDot, what about you?
The Bills.
Okay. The Rams and Seahawks. I took the Seahawks.
That's a tough one. The Seahawks look real shit.
It's playoff time. Russell Wilson.
And they're playing in Seattle. Give me Seattle.
Dangerous.
Yeah, but no fans.
But is Jared Goff even playing?
Yeah. He was throwing a football last game. He's fine.
Yeah, surgery on his thumb. I don't know.
No, he got pins put in because it got dislocated so that it doesn't happen again. He was throwing pregame, like just fine. Give me the Rams.
Okay. Bucks and whiffed. I took the Bucks. Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Is it the fucking hair dryer over there?
No, there's a automatic, like a Roomba.
Trying to clean up your house.
He doesn't have a schedule. He just does it whenever he wants to right now. It's kind of freaky.
I know this isn't the pick I should make.
He's cursing at it right now.
Give me the whiff.
Wow. All right. KDot, you the same?
Watch the football team. Hold on. Give me 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
There is no team that better matches up for us in the playoffs right now than Tampa Bay. And the reason I say that is historically, you guys know how big of a Tom Brady fan I am. This is one of the hardest things I've ever to ever think that my team is going to face Tom Brady in the playoffs. It was never a possibility, but now it's like, oh my God, it's here. So it's like a holiday for me. But we know what happens when Tom gets hit. We know what happens when Tom gets pressured. Tom does not like you touching him. It throws him completely off of his game. And if we can do what we specialize in Washington is getting pressure with our front four. If we can do that and knock Tom around a little bit in the first part of the game, give us an opportunity to get an ugly, ugly, ugly fucking win.
Yeah, he'll have to do those 2-second dump off passes, and our linebacking core is prepared for that. It's the deep ball I'm worried about.
But I think it's just as easy that it could be a 56-0 blowout.
Yeah. All right. Ravens and Titans. I'm going to take the Ravens in this one.
I will not I'm not picking against Derrick Henry.
I know. And that's burning you. That's burning you sometime.
He's insane. Did you see? He needed 2,000 yards.
I know.
Oh, I'm going to get 240 yards to get to 2,000. Oh, I'm going to do this real quick.
No, he did 250.
I know. He needed 240 to get to – but to be able to say, oh, I got this. Like, fuck. The man is insane. I've never seen a running back do what he's doing.
But he's going to run against Baltimore's defense.
Nah, did you see what he did to them last time?
Yeah, I don't think
they quit.
Earl Thomas has a looking for work sign.
No, but they quit. It looked like they quit at the end. In overtime, they quit.
Earl Thomas ain't there anymore.
Tired. They got tired. They were like,
Derrick Henry takes your soul.
He does.
I'm going Baltimore.
Same here. All right. Oh, you're picking the Titans. Okay, cool.
Titans. I can't. And Tannehill's deep ball looks good again.
Marcus Peters is going to have a nice game. All right. Final game that we're going to pick is the Bears versus the Saints. I'm taking the Saints because everybody's back, even though Trubisky's looking pretty good. Better than before.
Saints.
Chicago Bears.
Duh. Bears.
They were my Super Bowl pick last year. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's win a game. They shouldn't win one at all. I'm going to do really bad on these picks. I just can't.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you never know how it's going to shake up. It's the offs, baby. It's the offs.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did we have – what were the picks results for Week 17?
Oh, Week 17, you won by 2. You got 12 right.
We just glossed over that part of it.
No, we didn't talk about it yet.
I know. We usually talk about it before we go on the picks.
Yeah. Like we were too busy talking about the Browns and COVID.
So I won by 2. How did Ryan do?
He got 10.
No shit.
Yeah.
It was looking ugly for you early, boy.
I know.
It was.
The first set of games, I was sitting there like, oh, fuck.
I thought my 0 for pick. I was like, he's going to go over.
Look, as the first games were like ending the first half, I was like, oh, shit. I don't think I'm going to get a single one of these right. But they turned around. They turned around for me, okay?
All right. Now, some housekeeping from last week.
Housekeeping.
KDot.
What's up?
Do you want to clean up your take on Steph Curry?
I appreciate you classifying it that way. So you remember on the pod, I said that the jury was out as far as Steph for me, right? As far as whether or not he could play at the same level that he had played at. The jury has ruled. I've seen all I need to see.
I take it personally.
And I took that personally.
Looks different now. So, like, you remember I said I saw KD, and I'm like, he on the list now. Now, y'all pressed me on the Steph thing, and I said, based on his history, there were certain things I didn't see with Steph, but coming into this year, I still didn't know if he was back. He might be better than ever. It's terrifying.
But here's the thing. You should have known that when you seen him hit 5 minutes straight of threes.
I don't put stock in that. I still won't, but because he's just a freak in that way, man. When
you're shooting him from like the fucking tunnel.
He shoots from the nosebleeds and shit. I'm less like,
so does Dude Perfect think this is gonna translate?
I never think it translates for that because I don't think taking that. It's the same way that almost every NFL kick 62-yard field goal when they're in practice. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to hit it in game.
So let me ask you this question then.
That being said, I understand that, look, I'm going to eat whatever guff I have to take right now because of how fucking amazing he looked and how lukewarm I was on him. So I will eat it. I take it all back. I'm sorry. He's good. He's really, really good. No, fuck that. He's great. He's fucking great. I'm not a Steph Curry hater. I've never been a Steph Curry hater. I like Steph Curry.
All right.
I'm literally saying because of the list going into this year, coming off the injury, I had him and KD in the same boat. And I said when it came to KD, I thought the KD looked a lot better. Right now, it's not close. Now, once again, it's only a couple games.
Yeah,
but they were amazing.
I want to see it sustained. But yeah, he shot the fucking lights out of the gym.
Yeah, sure did.
God, it was insane.
Okay. Now, let's go into some more beef. The NBA versus Paul George. Are you seeing this shit? Or am I the only one?
You might be the only one seeing that. I haven't seen any of that.
What? Oh my God, it's hilarious. All right.
Did you post anything for us to read?
I did. And I figured you guys watch sports too. All right. So the Clippers played the Suns. Right? Yeah. The Clippers played the Suns. And I mean, at this point, just watch the Clippers play because people are getting in Paul George's face. They're saying shit every time. Like when they played the Suns, Paul George got into a dust-up with Chris Paul. Then, like after that, he got into another dust-up with Devin Booker. And you got Devin Booker calling him a BAN, if you know what that is. KDot, you should.
I did see this.
Okay. All right. And then like calling him soft and all this other shit. One thing about Paul, I appreciate like how honest he is, but at the same time, sometimes don't say it because that gives more people ammunition. He's like, yeah, like I haven't had this type of talk coming in my direction in my 10 years in the NBA before this. Then everybody's living off of last season. So now they're all coming at me and I got to do something about it.
Straight up sound like a BAN.
Yeah. I mean, he did have 40. So he did have 40.
But look.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is.
Look. If you think you're a finals team, everybody's going to be coming for you. So I don't really know what to make of it. I don't know if
no, it's what I said. It's instead of coming at the team, it's directly at Paul George.
It's Paul George. It's easy to make fun of his ass. Black Twitter was all over him. Outside of Black Twitter being all over him, most people are going to side with Doc Rivers over him, and it felt like he threw everybody on the bus. So fuck Paul George. That's what it comes down to. That's what it's going to be.
And it goes back to what he said. Like, it was everybody's coming at him for everything that happened last year. And rightfully so.
Yeah, exactly.
So also, he's like, I got to prove them wrong.
He's not.
He had 40. He had 40, but
he had 40. Sustain it and prove
it. Still got bitched.
Look, he's not a killer because there's no violence in PG movies. Facts.
I ain't giving you that one.
PG-13
though.
PG-13, they do have some violence.
He's playing like PG. I don't care.
All right. Now, the final beef, and perhaps the funniest one, in my opinion.
Von Miller?
Okay. No. I don't know what's going on with that.
We won't touch it.
Yeah, not yet. Because, that's tough. Bagley and Fox's dads going at each other. Have you seen it?
I have not seen that. I did see it was posted. I did not see it.
All right.
I had seen some of it.
So Marvin Bagley's dad posted on Twitter, and it's great when like parents are using Twitter, they don't really know what they're doing. But Marvin Bagley's dad was like, he tagged the Kings and said, trade Bagley the third now, ASAP. And then De'Aaron Fox's father quote tweeted it and said, trade him. and
you ain't gonna be talking shit about my son.
And then De'Aaron Fox tweeted like a little while later, just Jesus Christ.
Yo, it's like I feel like a lot of the times parents don't understand that everybody can see this. I thought I private messaged him or private messaged the Kings, and they don't realize this Twitter beef is going to be viewed by millions.
Fam, when he just replied, Jesus Christ, I felt that.
Yeah, like you're just sitting there with your like this. Oh God.
Fuck, man.
Please make it stop. You guys have met my dad. You know I do that shit all the time. He's a problematic individual.
Oh shit.
Dude,
all right.
Look, I don't know. It's not tampering, is it? If it's your father?
I don't know, but that shit is funny. So now people are coming up with mock trades and shit for Marvin Bagley.
And they involve James Harden. I'm sorry.
James Harden for Marvin Bagley, straight up.
Yeah, I mean most of it is stretch fours.
Yeah,
because like that's kind of what he is, really. He's more in like the John Collins mold.
It's gonna be tough for anybody to want to go to Sacramento.
No, but whoever the Kings trade him for is a loss.
Just because his dad tweeted it doesn't mean anything's gonna fucking happen.
It's because of the fact that no matter who they take, it's not gonna like they picked Marvin Bagley over Luka and Trae Young. So they got to live with it.
Yeah, that's a pretty. I mean, you never know how someone's gonna pan out, but man, did that pick not pan out like you thought it would have?
Yeah.
Luka posted another triple double.
Yeah, and
broke a record or tied a record. Tied a record.
I don't know.
Most triple doubles under the age of 22.
You still gotta get the emotions in check, but whatever.
Balled out. 35, 15, and 10, I think. Whew.
No, he had 11.
35, 15, and 35, 16, and 11.
Yeah, around that.
That's still a fucking line, dude. I don't care what anybody says.
No, it's a great line.
I hope we get more dad Twitter beef. That shit's hilarious. I gotta get on my burner account and dig
Died
deep.
laughing.
You gotta dig deep.
Fizdale was like, "Yeah, we're gonna tape the dad's thumbs before the game so they can't tweet shit." I was like, "All right."
Just give them a flip phone. They won't know what the fuck's going on.
So, guys, that is all that I have.
Okay.
Final thoughts.
I only have one.
Go ahead.
So I know this is probably out of the purview of a lot of people, but the Hockey World Junior Championships are ongoing. Last night was the semis. The U.S. barely beat Finland to go to the finals against our new arch rivals, no longer the Russians, the Canadians. So at 9:30 tonight, it will be the U.S. versus Canadians. Connor McMichael, Caps rookie superstar, will be starting for Canada. Should be a good game. Canada's real good. The U.S. is good, but Canada's real good. But obviously, we're the States, so we're going to win. We have to.
Okay.
9:30 tonight on TSN.
KDot, your go.
Quick hits. Number one, Chase Young. Bad idea to talk shit about Tom Brady. Just make sure. Don't do that. Don't ever do that again. Although if he does it, he'll be the closest we get to like a Lawrence Taylor, which is what I'm kind of hoping for. But it almost seems sacrilege to say that, but whatever. Second up, as far as quick hits, Keem, I saw you on Twitter, dog. You and your revisionist ass history You get the fuck out of here with that shit. Talking about I'm Mans now. Tried to convince me AD was the second best player in the league. He lost, respectively. Once again, go take a recording of this goddamn podcast, show your superiors at fucking ESPN, and then make your choice. You gonna cash that check, or you gonna make your boy whoop that ass? All right. Now, beyond that, I see another person chiming in, Reese. I don't know Reese, but he's a podcast host. It looks like he got a lot more followers than me, so I'm gonna choose my words carefully.
I know Reese. That's my man.
No, I'm joking.
That's my man.
Bring it.
Look,
bring a topic. Bring everything.
Yeah.
Bring it. Just bring it. Hopefully it's something football. I feel like I can hold my own a little bit more, especially after coming off the Steph Curry thing. My confidence is shot.
He's from Seattle.
My confidence.
That's funny, but he's from Seattle, so you can talk basketball about Seattle.
Oh, that's good.
No, I'll talk Sean Kemp with him all day.
No, he probably knows him.
Super
I'm dead serious. He probably knows him. I'm dead serious.
How old is this dude?
He's around our age.
Oh.
He just knows people. All right. My final thoughts is in regards to Josh Jacobs. So, number one, Josh, if you were drinking and driving, you need to be held accountable. That's bullshit, and thank God nobody was hurt. And you should know this now, because from everything I've seen from you, you've been a stand-up individual. Number two, if you weren't drinking and driving, hopefully you get cleared and you take this lesson and you still help people in regards to it. So,
I mean,
it
always upsets me when like superstars decide that they have to get behind the wheel of their $100,000 Suburban because like it fucking matters if they get a ticket and it stays there overnight. But also maybe he was just tired.
Yeah.
This is one of those where I'm like,
that's the case.
I mean, he hasn't been in trouble before as far as I can tell. So
yeah, he's a model citizen.
Yeah.
That's why this is coming out of left field. I'm like, what the fuck?
You might, everybody makes a mistake sometimes. So I'm glad nobody got hurt. I'm glad he didn't get hurt.
Yeah. Same.
I'm glad he didn't get hurt, and I get to make fun of everything because he didn't get hurt. That's my philosophy anyway.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a fair point.
So
I got a little sensitive earlier.
It's ha until someone gets hurt, and then everybody goes home crying. It's not good. It's like being a child.
All right, so I'm gonna talk to Reese. I'll probably call him after this, and then I'll tell him to look at some shit. I'll talk to him. I'll figure.
We gotta
out
figure out a good topic. Figure out a good topic.
No. I'm gonna talk to him about some of the shit that you agree with that I don't, and then he'll probably agree with me. That's just how it works.
So you need other people to fight your battles. I get it.
What do they say? What do they say on my burner account? We want fire, smoke, the smoke. Yes, bring us the smoke.
Apparently, right now. Oh shit! Apparently,
I keep looking in the kitchen. I'm looking at stuff cooking.
I'm so fucking hungry. Let's go.
So you lost everyone so far, according to Twitter.
According to all the haters, fuck them. I feel like a douchebag saying that.
He can't read those tweets because he's blind to those haters. Can't see him. John Cena.
But I will say this, man. Like
that was terrible.
I will say this before we wrap up the pod. I mean, Josh Jacobs' airbag go boom. No, I'm joking.
Wow. That was a new low.
Did it boil? Is it boiling? It's boiling. Okay, all right, it's time. It's not. Yeah, as long as it doesn't boil over, we're fine. All right, fine. Death Star go boom. Not the pot.
Later, guys.
Tom Brady.
I'm so angry. I'm ending this.